US President Donald Trump has invited dozens of world leaders to join his Board of Peace initiative, and the aim is to resolve global conflicts.
It's going to be a great plan, and that's where the Board of Peace really started. And I think we can spread out to other things as we succeed with Gaza. We're going to be very successful in Gaza. It's going to be a great thing to watch, and we can do other things.
Trump first proposed the Board of Peace last September when he announced his plans to end the war in Gaza. He later made clear the board's remit would be expanded beyond Gaza to tackle other conflicts worldwide.
The one piece of board that seems to be that it's a sort of a voluntary organization that certain countries will be invited, but don't deal specifically with Israel-Palestine. It will deal with conflict around the world, almost an attempt to create something parallel to the United Nations.
According to a leaked copy of a draft, the US president will be the inaugural chairperson of the board, and he can hold his position for life, which means post his presidential term as well. The body will be tasked with promoting peace around the world and working to resolve conflicts. Member states would be limited to 3-year terms unless they pay $1 billion each to fund the board's activities and earn permanent membership. The White House has named the US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff, former British Prime Minister Tony Blair, and Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner as members of the initiative's founding executive board. A senior White House official told Reuters that about 35 world leaders have so far committed to joining the Board of Peace out of the 50 or so invitations that were sent. These include Middle East allies such as Israel, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Jordan, Qatar, and Egypt. NATO members Turkey and Hungary, whose nationalist leaders have cultivated good personal ties with Trump, have also agreed to take part. As of Morocco, Pakistan, Indonesia, Kosovo, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Paraguay, and Vietnam. Out of these, 19 countries showed up in Davos for the board's inauguration from all corners of the compass, from Argentina to Azerbaijan, from former Soviet republics to Gulf kingdoms. Russia has seen frosty relations with Washington improve to a great extent as Trump quotes President Vladimir Putin while accusing Kiev of blocking efforts to end the Ukraine war. Putin has not yet said whether Russia will join the Board of Peace or not. China, however, has denied the invite.
I think it's interesting that many European countries are missing. And I think much of it is, because of the lack of clarity, the fact that someone like Putin, that basically there is an arrest warrant, was indicted by the ICC, is invited to be on a Board of Peace. So, which obviously is, to those who support Ukraine, not only doesn't make sense, it sounds counterintuitive and it's probably offensive. If you want Board of Peace, you can't invite people that, including, by the way, Netanyahu, that there is arrest warrant by the ICC.
Russia and China are both veto-wielding members of the United Nations Security Council, so naturally they are cautious about any initiative that could be seen as undermining their power at the world body. Trump, who has often criticized the United Nations as ineffective, played down concerns this week that he might want his board to replace the world body.
Do you want your Board of Peace to replace the UN?
Well, it might. I mean, the UN just hasn't been very helpful. I'm a big fan of the UN potential, but it has never lived up to its potential. The UN should have settled every one of the wars that I settled. I never went to them. I never even thought to go to them. They should be able to settle those wars. They don't. I believe you got to let the UN continue because the potential is so great.
The Board of Peace initiative, which comes amid a growing transatlantic rift over Greenland, tariffs and other issues has drawn a cautious response from some close US allies who are often uncomfortable with Trump's America First approach to international diplomacy. Norway and Sweden have declined his invitation, while Italy's economy minister has said that joining the board appeared problematic. France also intends to decline the invitation, a source close to President Emmanuel Macron told Reuters, prompting Trump to threaten to hit French wines and champagne with 200% tariffs unless Paris joined his board. Canada had agreed, quote-unquote, in principle, but Trump withdrew the invite over their Davos showdown. Other key US allies, including Britain, Germany and Japan, have not yet taken a clear public stance. Ukraine has said its diplomats are examining the invitation, but President Volodymyr Zelensky has said that it is hard for him to imagine being on any board with Russia after 4 years of war. The UN Security Council in November mandated the Board of Peace, but only through 2027. That's 2 more years, and to be solely focused on Gaza. Russia and China abstained, complaining that the US drafted resolution did not give the UN a clear role in Gaza's future. The resolution welcomed the establishment of the Board of Peace as a transitional administration that will set the framework and coordinate funding for the redevelopment of Gaza under Trump's peace plan until the Palestinian Authority has satisfactorily reformed. It also authorized the Board of Peace to deploy a temporary international stabilization force in Gaza. The board is required to report to the 15-member Security Council every 6 months on its progress. But the leaked draft does not make any notable mention of Gaza, so it remains unclear what legal authority or enforcement tools the Board of Peace will have, or how will it work with the United Nations and other international organizations. The board's charter says its chairperson, which is Donald Trump, will have extensive executive power, including the ability to veto decisions and remove members, Canada being the first one now. According to its charter, the board will undertake peace-building function in accordance with international law.
The Board of Peace has no legal standing. Think about it like the G7 or G20. The only power that it will have is the power that the members of it are ready to exercise. It's not based in international law. There is no charter like the United Nations charter. So it's something which has just been invented without negotiation. Is because the United States decided that it wants one.
Thanks for watching Hindustan Times.